Assalamu alaikum everyone. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Jazakallah khair to the Muslim Student Association for giving me this opportunity again to talk and do the Jummah reminder for today. I hope all of you are in good health and are safe, inshallah. So today I'm going to be talking. It's not really a topic. It's more of a question, and it's a question that I have found myself asking, and I have seen Muslims, non-Muslims alike ask. And this is one of the more philosophical questions that we face. It's a question that honestly, it's not just something that's you could call a new invention. It's something that has always existed with us. And the question is, why does a loving God send calamities and suffering? I mean, it is a very complex question to answer to begin with, and I'll be honest, I'll do my best based on my sources and research to answer it as best as I can. So it is a complex question to answer, but one of the things that we got to understand is that the question sets parameters for us. You know, there's a false assumption and a false logic in the beginning of the question. The question assumes that God is all loving and merciful, and that's it. There are no other attributes to him, and that's all he is. The question is setting parameters for us. However, the truth of the matter is that yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. He is loving. He is the giving one. But at the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also the avenger. He's also the punisher, and he's also the one who gives harm, so on and so forth. We need to remember that Allah has more than 99 names, and there are so many attributes of him. So once you understand Allah's comprehensiveness, that's when we understand that's when the question becomes clear to us, the answer to the question becomes clear to us. So Allah sometimes uses his Jalal, and sometimes he uses his Jamal. Sometimes he will manifest his beauty, sometimes he'll manifest his might, and sometimes he will manifest his majesty. So take the example of a tsunami. The tsunami comes to a land where the people are suffering, or the people are poor, or the circumstances going on in the land at the time are such that in the event that takes place, the tsunami, there will be an element of mercy, there will be an element of punishment. So it might be better for some people in that circumstance that it's better for them to be martyred in the event, and for some it will be fit that the event, the tsunami, arrives for them as a punishment. So, and at the same time, there's also the element where the event raises the status of the people. So to take that as an example, when Allah loves somebody, they're tested. Allah tests them. Take the example of the prophets that came and went. Almost all of us know the tests and tribulations, the trials and tribulations that came to all of the prophets, whether that's Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, Prophet Isa alayhi salam. They all had their trials and tribulations and tests that they faced. Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, they all faced tests and tribulations. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests us to purify us. Sometimes our actions and amal are not high enough, and it is the act of going through the difficulty that raises us up. We have to have patience, and as a result of it, our status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rises. For a believer, the trials and tribulations, the calamities and suffering that we face, see, for a believer, every situation is, alhamdulillah, is a good situation. Because when he's tested with difficulties, he makes sabr. When he is given bounties, when things are going good, he makes shukr. So, that's how we go through life. These are the two situations we go through. You know, it's a period between, in between these two states, sabr and shukr. There is going to be difficulty. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never said that, this is going to be perfect and that it'll be easy going for all of us. That is Jannah. The promise of peace and no difficulty at all. That's the promise of Jannah. Our status in this world is all about tribulations. We are going to go through difficulty. We are going to get tested. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see how we're going to deal up, how we're going to rise to the occasion and deal with the situations that we're thrown with. There are other attributes, and here's another thing that we got to understand. That's one thing, and another thing we got to understand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more than just merciful. There's so many attributes like I earlier mentioned, and Allah is the owner of everything. He can do whatever he wants. He can do with anything that he wants to do. He is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, at the end of the day, everything that we are and everything that we do, it all belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who are we to judge him and provide a justice that he has to abide by? I mean, it's up to, I mean, it's foolish almost to think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to somehow abide by our thoughts and ideas or ideas of how we see him or what he should do. And in conclusion, I just want to say that it's one of those questions, this is one of those things that, you know, if you want to, if you understand it, you know, you understand this, you know, you got to be satisfied with this. If you don't, you don't. So this was a short reminder that I wanted to make, and I just wanted to hope that you guys remember this as we go through anything, as we go throughout life, not just through this current time period, but as we go on through the rest of our lives. You know, remember sabr and shukr, and we gotta understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of the day is the owner. He is the king. The world and the kingdom are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are merely his servants and his slaves. And we need to be thankful to him when he rewards us, and we need to make patience and pray to him when he tests us. So, Jazakallah khair once again. I hope you guys benefit from it. My sources are going to be in the description or in the comment section of the video. So yeah, Jazakallah khair. Take care. Stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.